now.
So could you please give us some good news on the show today? Some good news, because everything seems to be bad. And I said, I was kind of thinking the same thing, but here's what I came up with for good news. Are you ready? We don't get into politics here on the RP show. That's the good news. Homie, don't play that game. That's not what we do.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It is, and good day, Canada. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2021 with a bang. It is the RP Show. I'm Rod. He's Moose DuPont. How you doing, Moose?
I'm great. Happy New Year.
Yeah, same to you. It has been a Happy New Year-ish for a lot of people. Not so great for others, but we're ready to talk sports today, and we're glad to have everybody with us. I'll say this. Hour 1, Facebook Live. Hour 2, simulcast on Game Plus TV as well as Facebook Live. But we're on Twitter Live, and today, do you want to say it?
Yeah.
YouTube Live.
That's a big one.
It is a big one. Yeah.
We're on YouTube now, so that'll be every day as well. Facebook's not going anywhere, but yeah, welcome to the YouTube viewers.
We are into the thousands of YouTube subscribers, so I know that's gibberish for a lot of you viewers, but for others, you get it. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you'll get a notification every day when we go live. Enough of that. I know people are just digging in. They can't wait to get our thoughts on the big topics, so just hang on. Here's our guests today. Mike Zigomanis coming up in hour 1. You know that name, of course, of NHL fame. He of Fan 590 Toronto. And a guy, like I've never met Mike Zigomanis before, nor have I Ken Danico, our hour 2 guest when we go to Game Plus. But can I just say, I have a tremendous amount of respect for Ken Danico. He's a tough SOB.
Oh, yeah.
And they call him Mr. Devil, Mr. New Jersey Devil. He's from the NHL Network, Devils analyst. He'll be with us in hour 2. And I got one question for him. What was it like playing for the Yorkton Terriers, and how the hell did you get there? That's my question for him.
Great question. I wonder how he'll answer it.
And do you remember Chris Cuthbert? So anyways, Clark's also got some lines in the water for other guests that may pop in the way this show goes. But those are our guests. Let's get to the quick 6 show topics. Please, Director Jordan. These are quick 6 show topics of importance to me, as you all know. Maybe not the most important in the world, but number 1 is simply NFL Week 17 notes. And hang on, we're getting to the Boomer stuff, so hang on. Week 17 in the NFL. I didn't watch your Titans game. It came on at the end of the Rams-Cardinals game because it went to overtime, right?
Right. Yeah.
It didn't?
No. Okay.
I didn't watch it.
It looked like it was going to,
yeah.
and I almost wrote it off like it was going in overtime, but 20-some seconds left. They got into field goal range, and the rookie kicker put it off the upright.
Sloth?
Yes, Sloman. They put it off the upright and in. So it was the doink and in, off the bar and in. It was nerve-wracking for the young kid, so that was cool.
I'm sorry. I actually turned it off and was getting supper ready.
Oh, good.
Cowboys lost, but that's another. Who was shocked by that? That's not news. It's in my Cat Country commentary today. I told you I have that text group, that text chain with a bunch of Cowboys fans, and everybody was snorting, game day, let's get it.
I know.
I'm going out to play hockey, guys. I'm not even watching. Are you kidding? And then when the Cowboys inevitably blew it, I didn't care. Their heads are all popping off. I'm like, what did you expect, guys? So the Cowboys are out. The Eagles threw the game. Do you have any thoughts on that?
It would have been better if the Cowboys had beaten the Giants, which they had.
Oh, can you imagine?
They had ample opportunities too, and then a fumble right at the end on his own. Try to give it back to the Cowboys to give Andy Dalton a chance. They were in it right to the end, but then you take Jalen Hurts out down by 3. He's got your only 2 touchdowns in the game. Imagine if Cowboy fans were sitting there waiting to get into the playoffs, and then Doug Pederson said, yeah, you think?
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer, no chance.
So the Eagles are getting slammed for throwing the game, and Doug Pederson had a very flimsy excuse for why he pulled Jalen Hurts in the 4th quarter. Did you see his post-game news conference? We wanted to get the other guy some reps, like it was an exhibition game.
Yeah, but he cites all the guys who were in the game, being like, "Look, we're coaching to win. Look, we kept this guy and that guy and that guy." But not the quarterback?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. So there was a lot coming out of the game, and Chase Claypool, Canada's favorite son now, I think, has now tied an NFL record for touchdowns by a Canadian in a season, and he did it in his rookie year. So I don't know why people scoffed when I said Chase should at least be in the final 3 for Lou Marsh Award voting, but he wasn't. But I'm just an idiot sitting over here in the bunker. Anyways, so point 2. I was watching the Cardinals game, weren't we all? I wanted to see how Streveler was doing, and wasn't good. I mean, he led the Cardinals on a touchdown drive on a short field on his first series after Kyler Murray came out, and then after that, he wasn't very good. And then when he threw the interception, and Boomer Esiason, I should get the exact quote, but I think we all know what Boomer said, right?
Yes.
What a horrific mistake. This isn't the Grey Cup. This isn't the CFL. And then to paraphrase, you can't throw a ball down the middle and not expect a defender to come up with it. Something along those lines. Here it is. What a horrific mistake. He throws it in between 3 Ram defenders, and he's getting hit in the pocket. This isn't the Grey Cup. This isn't the CFL. You can't just take chances and throw the ball down the middle of the field and expect somebody not to come down with it. There's just no reason to throw the ball there. Boomer Esiason on Chris Streveler. Not long after that, Streveler gets pulled out of the game, rifles his helmet down. They put Kyler Murray back in, which Cliff Kingsbury, the head coach of the Cardinals, clearly thought Kyler Murray on one leg was better than Chris Streveler on 2. But it wasn't necessarily about Streveler. Nobody's arguing that Boomer had it wrong about Streveler. He wasn't good. What they're mad about is, have you watched a CFL game, Boomer? You can't throw the ball to 3 guys from the other team in any league that I know of. Correct?
That's correct.
That's what everybody's upset about. And Travis Lulay really went after him, and Randy Chevrier really went after him. Derek Dennis said that he's just hating. But do you youngsters understand Boomer Esiason does have a history of ticking people off, particularly when he's in the booth. When he's a panelist, he's kind of vanilla, more wallpaper. But when he was doing color, he ticked people off almost every week. And he has his own New York City radio show. This is what Boomer does. So I think people are getting a couple things mixed up here. And that is, he was slamming Streveler. We don't have a problem with that. Everybody is. It was his slamming the CFL. That's what people are mad about. And then some guy wrote me on Twitter and said, well, Tony Dungy said the same thing. So I said, did he crap on the CFL? And Tony Dungy shows up in my mentions this morning. He's writing at me saying, no, I said the NFL's different than the CFL. So Dungy's in this now.
I know. It's wild the way it's gone. It really is.
Yes.
And I know, we're triggered a little bit up here whenever anybody mentions the CFL in a negative way, but it was a good thing to see everybody jump up to the defense of the CFL. It kind of woke people up and woke us up and said, hey, a lot of people still care about the Canadian Football League. Even though we haven't heard from them in a long time, people still care about this league. That was pretty cool to see. It really was.
Well, it's interesting that the CFL's over here going, what did we do? You got Pat McAfee calling them state fair football. You got Boomer Esiason, crapping on them. And the CFL didn't do anything. Maybe it's the problem. Maybe they need to do something. But that all went down yesterday, and it's led to our poll question today. That is, for Capital Ford and Universal Collision Center, will we see Chris Streveler back in the CFL? I'd love to know what they're saying on Facebook. What is it, 74% saying yeah?
Yeah.
74% say yeah, we'll see him back in the CFL. The question is, will we see him next year? I sent a text to a longtime scout friend of mine, and I said, just what is your assessment of Streveler's play? And he said, first game, not easy. 4 words. Everybody was expecting him to come out and be Kurt Warner.
First game, not easy, and you need to win to get into the playoffs. Everything, all of the pressure was all there of a playoff game and the expectations and people not knowing who he is and maybe doubting his skills. He's got to come out here, and this is his audition, too, to the world. And he hasn't touched the ball a whole lot for Arizona, even though he's the backup, and everybody thought that he was the next coming of Taysom Hill and was going to be this X factor in a wildcat offense for Arizona. He hasn't done that. He hasn't been that. He hasn't taken many snaps. That's a tough situation. And then he comes out, has that touchdown early, and then couldn't follow it up.
So the question is, will he ever be able to throw the ball? The question is, do the Cardinals stay with him and give an opportunity down the line? What do they say? You never get a second chance to make a first impression. That was it, man. The road to hell is paved with guys who never got their shot. And there was Streveler's shot. He blew it. So do the Cardinals stay with him, or does he come back to the CFL and tries his hand there? So that's why we spent as much time with Paul Lapalisse last week talking about, does this guy have it, does he not? Lapo says he does. But on Sunday, on the big stage, he didn't. And Brendan Jalanders from the Red Blacks, the fullback, he was DMing me on Instagram, or I guess it was in our comments, and he's like, why are they making him throw hot against a four-man rush, i.e. get the ball out of his hands? I don't know. Ask the Cardinals. But they weren't all hot throws. He was going downfield to DeAndre Hopkins. One he put right on him. Right on him. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey was covering him, and he still found him. He's going deep to Hopkins over the middle. Like, he didn't have a lot of help from those around him. But the fact of the matter is he didn't deliver when he was on the big stage. That's it. Anyways, we'll spend more on that in hour 2. We got to move on. This is the warm-up, by the way, for the Four Seasons Sports Palace. Come in and warm up your home for the NFL. To hockey for a second. Point 3, NHL opens training camps. Doesn't that just seem weird to you? I love it, by the way.
I know.
It really snuck up on us.
It really did. We kind of get lost in a little bit of the haze of the holiday season and things like that, and not really understanding if it's Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, right? What day it is when you're taking days off. But yeah, it's training camp time, and it all feels weird because it's not when we're used to seeing it, but it's really cool to see guys back on the ice again, and I'm really looking forward to games.
I literally can't wait, but it's as far as the day in, day out training camp coverage, I can wait. Wake me up for the games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got other things going on here, like point 4, World Junior Hockey Championship semifinals. Call me crazy. Many have and do. Canada hasn't really been tested yet. They haven't really had to go balls to the wall until tonight.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 4:30 Central Time, and I guess, 7:30 Central Time? The semifinals tonight, Canada, Russia, and then USA, Finland. I saw Connor Levi, the goalie, has a .967 save percentage. I mean, that's unworldly.
Yeah.
That's ungodly.
I know.
But it just tells me they haven't really been tested a lot. And I was watching... I'm getting the games a little mixed up here. I mean, they played the Czechs the other night. They played the Slovaks before. The shots were tied like 24-24, and the Czechs didn't even have it out of their own end.
I know.
I turned to my brother and I said, where are they getting all their shots from? Is TSN just evening it up to keep us interested in the game? Because we're going to watch anyways. Connor Levi's gone for lunch. Right?
I know.
So they don't even need a goalie.
I know.
Tonight's going to be a different story against Russia.
It really is. The Russians are going to come now. You look at, they lost to the Czech Republic in the round robin, but that doesn't really tell you much about the Russian team. When has Canada and Russia not played a competitive, really good game where the result's been in question? It doesn't happen often. I look at our goaltending situation with Levi. When's the last time a goaltender in Canada went wire to wire? Right? Nobody's played another minute, right? Of action in the Canadian crease that I can recall. So it's been pretty impressive watching him play, but you're right. He hasn't been tested a whole lot. It'll be very interesting to see what happens if Canada faces a little adversity. They've never trailed in the whole tournament either. So if Russia happens to score first, that's going to put a wrinkle in everything, and we'll see what Canada's made of.
I got to ask our viewers to just be patient, because this is episode number 393. You see people are writing in like crazy with comments about my comments. This is what we do here. We go through the 6 show topics. We talk about what we're going to talk about. Then we bring on the interview guest in the next segment. And then I answer your questions near the end. So they're all going nuts about what I'm saying. And a lot of them are ticked off. I can't get to you right now because I'm going through the show topics, okay? So hold on to your bingo cards. I'll get to you. So again, Canada, Russia, followed by USA, Finland. And then point 5, my Raptors fan friends, this is interesting. They're really concerned that the Raptors are 1-4. But it's a huge indicator of where the Raptors rate out here in Western Canada. Psst, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Out here. Except the diehards. And I have diehard NBA Raptor friends, believe me. They're tweeting it. I'm worried AF about the Raptors. Dude, Canada's playing tonight. For real? Come off it. And point 6, 2021 expectations / outdoor hockey. So this was my weekend, by the way. This is why I'm so happy. Most of you that really know me would know that I would be in Florida right now on a boat. It's not happening. But instead of pissing and moaning about it every day, I've bought goalie equipment from Canadian Tire, street hockey gear. Throw the photos up if you don't mind, Clark. So this was yesterday with my nephew, Brett. My nieces and nephews are still on the Dallas Stars train, by the way. They all got Stars gear. I moved on from the Stars when my dad retired from them. I got my Oilers jersey on. That's a Gretzky vintage. People are telling me that, well, it's actually not vintage. I made that up. That's 99 Gretzky and an Oilers orange. And people tell me it's sacrilege to do that. I tell them to go jump in the lake. I'll wear whatever the hell I want.
Yeah.
I like the orange jerseys. I like Gretzky. Beat it. And then this was Saturday. The guy in the Leafs jersey is Mike Abu-Meshrik. The guy with a white T-shirt is Chris Best. Couple of rider greats there. And all their kids. And that's me repping my other team, the Golden Knights, with that lid. And we just had a big old time. So while everybody was doing their thing and complaining about certain things, I was out skating my ass off. And I will just say this. I was going to spend more time on it, an hour or two. But in the one game on the weekend, there were some junior players playing. And I was in goal. And I did let in a bad one. And it was that, got that look from them. What's wrong with you? And I just flashbacks to when I did play competitively. And I'm like, all of a sudden the expectations are out here, right? This isn't fun. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'd rather just go out for a skate and get in front of the puck and have fun. So I'm out. I went to the other end of the ice to go play with the kids.
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Just that, and I don't want to say who, but, the people that were in my face. What's wrong with you? Why can't you concentrate? When I was a teen. I don't know. I can't concentrate. It's a problem. I just want to have fun.
That's fun. So the one question I asked, were you playing with a rubber puck at least?
No, of course not.
You had street hockey pads on and no protection other than
I wasn't even wearing a can, which
against junior hockey players?
Yes. And I stacked my pads. I'm like, whoa, I got nothing on down here. I never thought that I would be leaving my pins. Seriously.
Wow.
And no mask.
Talk about putting them on the table.
So I said to my brother, the redhead, I said, 500 games in a row, Glenn Hall, no mask. That's tough. That's tough. In an era where the guys didn't have curved sticks. But still, they could raise it. And Glenn Hall was down on the ice. Humboldt Sask. Okay, we'll take a timeout. We got Mike Zigomanis coming up and Ken Danicone. I'll get to your questions a little later on in comments. Trust me. You're watching the RP Show today. Facebook Live, Twitter Live, YouTube Live, Game Plus Television Network, and listen live for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of the Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.